family and friends. This is just a short check-in to spark your faith and fuel your fight. Every battle may seem bigger than your strength, but never bigger than our God. Stand firm, trust Him, and watch Him turn struggles into stories of victory. If these videos are helping you, like, subscribe, comment, and share so others can find fresh strength. Your support means a lot to me. I really appreciate you. Now let's dive into it. A few minutes for us, underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. My name is Tony Lewis, and here I am again, y'all. And it's my plum-pleasing pleasure, as usual, to share with you today a few minutes for us. The U is for underdogs, and the S is for strugglers in the Bible. Let me tell you about the 44th biblical characters we will look at today. It's Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. When your failure is not final. When your failure is not final. It's a good one, y'all. Let me tell you their story. It's in Genesis chapters 1 through 4. Adam and Eve began in paradise, placed in God's garden, blessed with God's presence, trusted with God's purpose. But one wrong decision, just one deceptive conversation, one moment of distraction, and they lost everything in a single day. My God. Yet, the beauty of their story is this. Though sin broke the fellowship, God built a way back. Even in their lowest moment, God came walking toward them, not away from them. Check it out. Check them out. It's a good one, y'all. I know y'all heard it before. Let me tell you about their struggle. What broke them? Adam and Eve faced emotional exhaustion before the word ever existed. They experienced seduction by subtle suggestion. They listened to the serpent's lies. They experienced shame after slipping. Once they sinned, shame wrapped them like chains. They experienced separation from security, y'all. They hid from God instead of running to Him. Strain in their relationships, Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. Sounds familiar? They experienced sorrow from sinful consequences. Loss of the garden, loss of innocence. They experienced stress of starting again in a new land, with a new labor, with new life, and no roadmap. My God. They were emotionally exhausted, followed emotional choices. Let me tell you about their success. What God built after the brokenness. Their success wasn't perfection. It was progress through God's grace. They were covered by God's compassion. God made garments covering their shame. They were carried by God's commitment. He promised a coming Redeemer. They continued in God's calling. They still had purpose beyond their past. They created new generations, Cain, Abel, Seth, and so forth and so on. Life continued, connected with God again, not in the same way, but still in a relationship. They were comforted by God's covenant plan. Their failure became the setup for salvation. But let me help somebody understand what the lesson is. The lesson is your failure is not final when God is still forming your future. Your failure is not final when God is still forming your future. So remember, when you struggle like Adam and Eve, when deception drains you and lies whisper, you're not enough. Who am I talking to? When shame suffocates you and you feel unworthy of another chance. When fear freezes you and you hide instead of healing. When failure frustrates you and you're tired of repeating patterns, when guilt grips you and the past keeps pulling on your presence, my God, when isolation injures you and you pull away from people who love you, you ever been there? When emotional exhaustion empties you and the will to try starts dying, my goodness. Remember when you succeed, when grace grounds you and God covers your shame and he doesn't cancel your story. When forgiveness frees you and you stop hiding and start healing. When faith fuels you and you trust God with what you cannot fix. When courage carries you and you step out of regret and into restoration. When purpose pulls you and you remember God still has work for you. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? When resilience rises in you and you learn to start again with God's strength. When hope holds you and you believe God is not done writing your story. When you come to realize that progress after pain is still progress. Remember the lesson. Your failure is not final when God is still forming your future. Your failure is not final when God is still forming your future. To God be the glory. I'm out, y'all. Huh?